Arun from IIT Guwahati. So before I give an introduction about this sir, I welcome you sir on to this chat show, and we are really very happy that you are here.
Thank you, Rabjot. I am very happy to be with you and all the students, and it is always exciting to be with the young people.
Okay, great. And students, you would be so happy to know and so excited. I know that you are already very excited because Professor Arun is a very famous professor of IIT Guwahati, not just IIT Guwahati. He has got lot many patents, lot many research papers on his name. So he's an intelligent, not only just an intelligent person, he is a genius, a simply genius. So I invite you all to post your questions if you have any to ask from the sir. And other than that, we have already collected a bunch of questions from students, which we are going to ask Arun sir, and he would be answering those. All those questions are in concern to what if, agar aisa hota to kya hota, right? Because he is an expert to answer all our queries, and all those queries are generic queries connected with science, connected with learning, connected with online learning, connected with IIT Guwahati. So we are here to answer your questions via Arun sir, and we are starting with the questions. I can see lot many students are already posting. Good morning, sir. Students are saying good morning to you. So good morning, students, and sir, you can.
Good morning.
Chaliye. Hello Deepa, hello Tanveer, hello Pratham, hello Shagun. How are you? Okay, students, we are about to start with the session. I am now moving on to the questions, and you all can post your questions, right? Okay, I've got a fantastic question from Pratham. Although I have now just started, Pratham, I would be sharing your question for sure with sir, right? For sure. But आप थोड़ी देर के बाद post कीजिए because I need to start my chat with sir, and then I would be coming on to the audience questions, right? Chali. So as we all know that today is Guru Purnima. So firstly, I would like to thank all teachers, all teacher community who are helping students to learn in this, you can say, pandemic also. They are trying their best कि students अच्छे से सीखें. So thanks to all teachers, and thanks to Arun sir also, because from his busy schedule he has spared an hour for us, and we are really happy for the same. So thank you sir. Thank you to you also.
I'll speak a sentence on this.
Pardon sir?
Can I speak something?
Yes sir. Please carry on.
Okay. So I am very happy to be a teacher. A teacher is someone who always is happy to serve the interest of the students, because our students are our future, and our only achievements is our students' future. So on this auspicious day, I am very, very happy to be a part of our students and our future for all mankind, humankind. Thank you.
Okay. Great sir. And students, I know you all are waiting for Technotholon. Well, it's a proud moment for us that Vedantu has tied up with Techniche IIT Guwahati, that is a fest known as Technotholon, through which you can check your intellect, you can participate in Technotholon, and we shall be posting the description of Technotholon. We shall be posting the link in the description, so you can always register for that. And believe me, it is one of the prestigious competitive exams in India, through which you can check your IQ. And as far as the questions and the level of questions are concerned, believe me, आपको Google करने पे भी नहीं मिलेगा. They are so good. The R&D done for creation of those questions is so good that I am myself a fan of Technotholon, right? So I invite all the students, and I frankly say, if you feel you are good in mental ability, you are good in aptitude, you are good in decoding things, then do participate in Technotholon. It's a challenge for all of you. So do participate in Technotholon. And it's a proud moment for us that we have tied up with Techniche IIT Guwahati for the same. Chali. Also, for all those who are looking for free Olympiad preparation, if you want to prepare for Olympiad, if you have got that will that you would be bringing gold medal for India, then Vedantu has created a wing known as Vedantu Olympiad School, which helps students for preparation of Olympiads for free. All you have to do is fill this form and share your credentials. We pick all focus students who can spare extra time other than their school studies for preparation of Olympiads. So we help them in achieving the same. And in past 1 year, we have done that, and we have already produced awesome ranks. So let's move on to the questions जो हमें बच्चों की तरफ से, बहुत सारे टीचर्स की तरफ से आए हैं, जो अरुण सर आंसर करने वाले हैं. And the session starts now. That is, what if? So first question to Arun sir, and I would be picking questions posted by students also, right? So need not to worry, आपका नंबर भी आएगा, आपके क्वेश्चन भी पूछे जाएंगे. So I'm starting with the first question. The first question says, sir, question starts from pandemic only, that what if there was no pandemic? Would the world would have adapted online learning in the same way as they have done now? Because बहुत सारे लोग ऑनलाइन लर्निंग से खुश हैं, बहुत सारे लोग ऑनलाइन लर्निंग से दुखी हैं, because they feel अरे यार स्क्रीन टाइम बहुत ज्यादा है and we are sitting at one place. So there's a you can say divide between online learning because of pandemic. So I want your viewpoint, and of course our students are also interested in knowing.
Okay, my first and simple answer is most likely no. Because as you see the progression, the online learning was already there by many universities, courses were there, open source courses were there. But that was not the primary learning processes. So regular classroom learnings were the primary processes. But this pandemic, starting with, say, January, February, March of 2020, pushed the world to invent something extraordinarily new and spread it across the world. In a way, we are fortunate that we have learned how to live in a world where there is difficulty in communication, means one-to-one, but there is ease in communication distant-wise. So those students who could not go to an institution, in future they will have an access to the institution. So in brief, the answer is most likely it would have been slower. The pandemic has accelerated the pace and has already tested the future for all of us. We were thinking what would be the future? Pandemic brought us the future at home to everybody. That is online learning starting from 2020. So that's the way it would have been, and it is now. In future, there could be hybrid options, and you will see great inventions from people across the world in teaching, both online and offline. So I would say that we are in a way fortunate that we can connect with many more students than it would have been otherwise. Thank you.
Okay, great. So, sir, students are posting very, because the session is going on, I guess, on 3-4 channels, and I can see many questions coming up. One student is asking, which I will answer myself only because it's a very generic question. Shagun is asking, can an average student crack maths Olympiad? Bache, it is about your preparation and your dedication. If you will study, if you will spare hours for any particular subject, be it maths Olympiad, chemistry Olympiad, physics or astronomy Olympiad, you would be in position to crack that. So it is all about your dedication, right? When you start, when you turn out to be a focused student, and when you practice all those things. And sir, there is a very interesting question by a student. Today is National or International Cousins Day. So a student is asking, you resemble Einstein. You resemble a lot to Einstein. Are you a cousin of Einstein?
My
hairstyle, he is saying so.
My answer is Einstein is and was a great, much great scientist, and I am much smaller than that, and we were not born in the same family, but we are all human. So in a human relationship, we are cousins. In immediate relationships, we are not cousins, genetically.
Okay, great.
We are cousins because both of us are scientists.
Awesome. So, sir, there is one more question. A student naming Pratham is asking that is it necessary to have high IQ to crack any of the exam? Means do they need to have a high IQ? Because बहुत बार ना सर बच्चों को लगता है कि there are certain students who are genius. तो शायद सारे अच्छे काम साइंटिस्ट बनना या कोई कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम क्रैक करना ये बाय डिफॉल्ट उन्हीं को करने चाहिए. एंड अ नॉर्मल स्टूडेंट और अ नॉर्मल ह्यूमन बीइंग has got no potential to crack that. So I guess that's why he is asking the question. His precise question is it necessary to have greater IQ to crack competitive exams?
First of all, do not assume that you are less than anybody else. Every human being has a genius in her or in him. And it's the responsibility of the teachers, parents, and the student to discover that genius. And everybody need not be identical. we should look different, we should behave different, we should appear different. This diversity, it means that IQ measured by one method may not be applicable to you. You have a genius, you have to unfold, your teacher has to help to unfold, and society has to accept that. Maybe you will invent something great so that that does not exist. So until you try something, you will not know what genius you have, and it is not necessary that all of us have to crack the same exam and all of us should be measured by cracking the same exam. Some students have affinity towards some subjects, others have some other subjects. So by one exam or two, there cannot be one scale to measure everybody. There are multiple scales and there may not be a scale. Everybody has a genius. Your duty is to bring that out with the help of others. Thank you.
Oh, great. What an answer. Awesome, awesome. So I guess student, whosoever has asked this question, he must have got this answer quite well. He must have absorbed this. Right, Chaliye. So we are heading on to this next question, sir. The next what if question is, what if there was no online learning? Then how the learning would have been affected by pandemic? Means अगर ये Zoom, Google Meet या वेदांतु का वेव प्लेटफॉर्म ना होता या और ऑनलाइन मोड्स ना होते, Microsoft Teams ना होता, तो how would the learning would have got impacted in this pandemic?
I would say there would have been two kinds of learning. One is classroom learning, regular. Suppose you are registered in a college, engineering, science, humanities, social sciences, any subjects. There in the classroom, teacher will teach, university will make questions, answers. That is one form of learning. Parallelly, everybody wants to appear for competitive exam. Early competitive exam or learning was only through hard copies. Now online would have taken over first the competitive exam part, because that way resource generation, resource mobilization and distribution is faster. Whereas classroom teaching would have been slower. So there would be two parts. One is classroom teaching regular, that you qualify, you get best grades. Another one is that you prepare for a different world, competitive world, that would go much faster. Classroom would have followed there.
Okay, great. Sir, इसी के साथ connected एक बच्चे ने post किया है. His name is Ankur. So Ankur is asking, how is student interaction going on at IITs during this pandemic? Means, I guess he is particularly asking about IIT Guwahati, right? That how students are interacting with the professors, because now the online mode is available only, I guess.
So more or less, it is online. If suppose some group of students are living in a colony, and when there are relaxations in that colony, students will meet. Otherwise, through email, through other online modes, the interaction is happening. So there is hardly any direct one-to-one interaction with undergraduate students for last a little more than a year, and that part is still missing. Students are missing that, their life, and we are missing interacting with the student. This is a big gap that we need to fulfill also. I hope in near future we'll get over this and we'll meet again.
Okay, great. So there is a student who is asking, Aditya Patil is asking syllabus of Technothlon. Aditya, I would say we would be posting the link in the description, and I also request backend team to post the Technothlon registration link so that students are in position to land onto that page to check syllabus and rest of the nitty-gritties. And we are heading on to the next question which we had collected from students. Okay, sir, again connected to your previous question only. What if you were asked to choose between offline versus online? Means अगर आपको choose करना हो तो क्या चलेगा?
Okay, I would say that my primary, since my training is offline, I would primarily choose offline, especially those classes and teachers which are exciting. I don't want to have those online, but those which are boring, which I can relax, I don't need to face the teacher, I feel that I can learn myself also, those I can live with online. So majority of it I would like offline, because human to human interaction is not just simple knowledge, it's something deeper. I have noticed in my students And most likely my students, I get the feedback regularly, they also liked our classes and they are missing all offline classes. So majority still now, until we become robots, as long as we remain humans, human to human interaction will be superior, and online classes are just to support, not to occupy our majority of times of mind.
Okay.
Thank you.
Moving ahead, let's move to the next question now. The next question says that is, we as in sorry. Sorry. So the
Yes.
is we. Oh, it's moving.
It's gone back. Yeah,
I
now
don't
it's
know.
okay.
Just a second, sir. Okay, now it is fine. So we as Indians always have myths while growing up, and we still live with those myths. Like if a black cat crosses your path, change your path, or curd with sugar brings good luck. Means, sir, हमारे हिंदुस्तान में, इंडिया में अक्सर ऐसा होता है कि कोई एग्जाम से पहले पेरेंट्स बोलते हैं मीठा खा के जाओ, कर्ड विद शुगर विल हेल्प यू. मींस प्रिपरेशन किया हो या ना किया हो, बट they have an opinion that if you will eat this, that will bring some good luck. So, do you believe in any of such myths or anything which you wish to convey for this?
When I was child, I had to follow the tradition of my family. So those myths or superstitions were part of the tradition of the family that has probably been coming from centuries. So now I have practiced science, and I have never stopped when driving a car, when a black cat or any other cat crosses my path. Now, I have never met an accident after that also. So here is a proof that I have crossed the path after a black cat crosses the path, and nothing has happened to me. So I am more or less out of those circles where superstition or myths occupy a very important part of the mind, and I have more or less stayed away from those beliefs. And one has to realize oneself. I cannot impose upon you or somebody else. I want you to go through all of these and realize that which is good for you. But it is not only in India. These superstitions or myths are there everywhere in the world in different forms. This comes out of human fear of unknown.
True, very true. बिल्कुल.
Thank you.
सुपरस्टिशन आता ही वहां पे जहां हमें नॉलेज, लैक ऑफ नॉलेज होता है.
Right.
Yeah, where we have got no answer, we change that question to a superstitious
Right.
thing, or we connect that to superstition. That's awesome answer from you, sir. I really appreciate that. Chaliye, so we are moving ahead, and sir, lot many questions are pouring up, and one student is asking that is it necessary to study 16 to 20 hours to crack any competitive examination? Although it's a generic question, I will give my point of view, and then, sir, you can also contribute. Look, students, it is not about 16 to 20 hours of study. It is the quality time which you are investing into your studies. That matters a lot. 16 से 20 घंटे बैठना जरूरी नहीं है. कोई स्टूडेंट 4 घंटे में भी उतना ग्रास्प कर सकता है जितना कोई दूसरा स्टूडेंट 16 to 20 hours में कवर करता है. But it all depends that for how long. It is not important for how long. The thing that matters is how good you are studying. Means when you are studying, is your concentration on your higher level is on high. आप बार बार उठ तो नहीं रहे. So there are many factors which actually contribute in learning, right? Your posture also is one of the thing which matters. Means if you are very much, you can say, sitting in a very convenient posture on your bed, then obviously that is against the concept of learning. But if you are sitting smartly on table and chair and you are studying, obviously learning gets enhanced to some extent, right? Sir, Arun sir, if you wish to give
I'll just add a few things. See, Milkha Singh was prepared the best in Olympics to become the topper in Olympics running. But at that moment, somebody else became the topper, he became the fourth. That did not mean that he was not a great sportsman or one of the greatest ones. Your exam results depends on many factors at the time of exams, whether you understood the questions, who is asking the questions. It is not necessary, it is a proof that you don't know. It is many factors. That is one. Second is, we should never lose hope if we do not become first. Because there are only 1 or 2% who will be toppers. There are a large number of people who create the society and who may do well later in life. So everybody should aspire to do a lot in the entire life than in one examination only. That is better option.
Oh, awesome, sir. Sorry.
Thank you.
Moving ahead, we are heading on to the next question. Next question is, what if it is like studying in IIT, and how do you feel being a professor at IIT? Like, sir, means people are very much excited. Students are also very much excited when they come to know that, okay, through Technothlon, they may get a chance to land up at IIT Guwahati for the next level of Technothlon examination. So IIT is one of the prestigious institutions of India, and we all feel कि means वहाँ पहुँचना मुश्किल तो है ही है, but means there is some aura connected to such prestigious institutions. So students wish to know that how it is like studying in an IIT, and you are a professor of IIT, you are teaching students over there, so you are one level even above all those students who are entering into IIT, right? What is your take on this?
My first and simple take-home answer is, for most of the student, it is good. It is excellent for most of the student. But it is not that it will be always good. It will be exciting at some points. It will be frustrating, because to IITs, mostly topper of classes from school come. Now everybody in IITs cannot be topper. So whole life up to class 12, you are topper in your schools. Now suddenly you may not be the topper. That realization will haunt you also. So there are good experiences, there are not so good experiences, but generally friendliness, facilities, ambition, competition, and all around surrounding intellectual atmosphere keeps you moving and help you most of the time. Sometimes it might be negative because of the immediate results, but generally you have friends who will help you overcome that also. It's overall a system where students are supposed to have best possible option in India and comparable to the higher level in the world.
Awesome. Great. I guess many students were looking for answer to this particular question. So it's an awesome answer. Okay, sir. And we are moving ahead, and I would be coming back to this, sir. You are a professor at IIT. अगर आप IIT में professor ना होते तो क्या होते?
See, when I was 18 years old, I had the option to become a medical doctor and engineer, says computer scientist or electrical or electronics engineer.
Oh, wow.
But I chose to be a scientist because from childhood I wanted to be a scientist. If not, I would be a literature person, writer. But literature persons, surviving is very difficult, earning money is very difficult. A scientist is a little more easy, and you can have a higher probability of getting a job, government job, or otherwise, and you can live a better quality life. So science also, I am expressing my creativity through science also.
Oh, great. Sir, there is also a question coming up from many of these students. I guess Akshat is one such student who has asked this. He says, sir, how to handle the exam pressure or the pressure or anxiety connected to any particular target? Means many students are in habit of keeping some target. किसी को scientist बनना है, किसी को IIT में जाना है, किसी को AIIMS में जाना है, किसी के लिए शायद 12th का score या 10th का score बहुत matter करता है. But all these things are in habit of creating a pressurized atmosphere or create a pressurized atmosphere for a student. So how to cope up with that?
First is, my answer is, through your question all the time you are asking, what if? My answer is, what if I do not succeed? The world will not change. I may think I will change, but I can make that change in my favor. So, and nobody is going to reach the sky. कोई आसमान में एक रात में पहुंच नहीं सकता है. You have to build like a pyramid, step by step, go up. Sometimes it may fall, sometimes it may not work, but do not depend on one small or big incident. The entire life should not depend on that. You have to think, so what? I have not been successful in X and Y attempts. I have the strength to try again, and one day, it may take 1 year, 10 years, 20 years. One day I will do better and I will serve the humanity better. So today I am a failure, but I will stand on that failure to prove to the world that failure was the reason for my success 10 years down the road. That's the challenge before you, not to be topper in tomorrow's exam.
Great. So students, the message is very clear. The learning throughout that journey matters and the destination is not that important. Moreover, कोई एक एग्जाम ये डिसाइड नहीं करता कि आप क्या बनेंगे. If you have prepared well, then that preparation will help you in one way or the other in your next part of your journey, in the next part of your academic journey. So awesome answer, sir. We are moving ahead to the next question now. Sir, the next question is, how did Technothlon start and what is the difference it has made in IIT Guwahati journey as a prime educational institution? Means मैं खुद Technothlon का fan हूँ, मतलब मैं जब questions देखता हूँ, the level of questions, the type of engagement they provide to students, the opportunity they provide to students to land up at IIT Guwahati for interacting with students, for interacting with professors, and all those activities which they are in habit of conducting under Techniche for this Technothlon, they all are awesome. So we would like to know how it is impacting a life of a student and a life of IIT Guwahati.
Okay. Now, first of all, you question that how did it start? It is just, it is the last question, whatever way I have answered, it did not start overnight, it did not achieve the success overnight. Initially, when IIT Guwahati was established, students wanted initially cultural festival. Once cultural festival that is now called Alcharenga is done, students wanted something more, technological festival. They are technological students. They want to compete with the world. So step by step Techniche, part of it, Technothlon started. So it is over the year of say 10 years or so, it has matured. It did not start one, just simply, and then reach the success. What it has made a difference is that it has connected IIT Guwahati students to the outer world rather than internal. See, so far IIT Guwahati students were confined to themselves. Now you have an organization, you have an event where outside people can see IIT people can see outside world, interact and feel the greatness of each other. That there are a large number of students around the world who are equal or better and we can get inspiration from them. So it has been a great educational, motivational and accomplished journey among the students as I observe, such that they feel great. Then I have been part of a greatness. If not, I represent the greatness. Thank you.
Okay, awesome. So students, again a clear message to you. IIT Guwahati via Techniche is giving you an opportunity कि आप अपने talent को check करें, and of course you would be getting an opportunity to talk to all those students who are studying at IIT Guwahati and interacting. You would be in position to interact with professors also, and all this thing and all this experience matters a lot. So the link is given in the description. Do participate in Technothlon. It's a very challenging exam with awesome prizes. Many students are posting in the chat that they want to know the prizes. I would request you better click the link, land onto the page and check your prizes, check those prizes कि किस level पे आपके लिए क्या prize रखा गया है Technothlon में. चलिए, moving ahead, we are heading on to the next question, which is, what if India became the world leader or the Vishwa Guru in education like India was many years back under Emperor Ashoka? So, sir, we have got a very nice education system, well-placed system, but again, there are always certain loopholes, or of course, there is always a chance of improvement in every system. So, what if we were the leader? Means, तो world कैसा होता अगर at this point of time हम leader होते, विश्व गुरु होते education?
So first of all, there were occasions in the history in India where many people from outside the world came to India to learn and they benefited from learning. So if suppose in 10, 20 years from now we become Vishwaguru, we have the best institution in the world, best teachers, best students, so we will be full of people from all over the world. It will be an extraordinary feeling for everybody. Just like when you come to IIT Guwahati or otherwise, the students feel great that they are part of a great culture, great learning, great teaching, experiences. So when India will become Vishwaguru, at that point of time, India will disseminate not only knowledge, but its greatness. What is India's greatness? Is that we accommodate everybody from around the world as our own, and we share our knowledge and we share our prosperity. Once we make sure that, India will automatically be respected as a Vishwaguru. We do not want to be greater than somebody else. We want to be part of somebody else who is not part of us. That is our message. Thank you.
Oh, awesome. So, students, we are heading on with the next question. I can see a lot many students are posting. Arey bhai, I guess some aspirant with the name. I don't know your name. You are posting. What is your view on Elon Musk? Well, there is a lot of viewpoint already going on internet. You can check. He's a crazy, but he's a genius person who is trying his best to connect us to the outer world. So we move on to the next question, which will be an audience question. So, sir, from audience question, I could see there is a very big list of questions. But one student is asking, is science and maths sufficient? Science means, of course, physics, chemistry, biology, all. Are these two subjects sufficient to be a successful learner in life, or they need to grasp rest of the things also?
Oh, step by step, you will automatically learn everything else. You have to start somewhere. It is easier if you start with mathematics and science early on and master those subjects. Other subjects parallelly we learn from school, and we can later on learn. So in brief, everything is required. At one point of time, you have to make focus on one or two so that you can do better in those professionally. But in the end, you will learn as many, because a pyramid, if you have just a pole, I will give you this, I give it to my undergraduate student most of the time. Suppose you build a pole that touches where Elon Musk or somebody Jeff Bezos went up the sky. That pole will not be straight, because the natural law will not allow, even if the strongest metal, it will bend. But if you build a pyramid, you will have an option to be strong for thousands of years. So start with science, mathematics, focus, and other subjects, and start learning later on, applying this knowledge to other subjects. So it is your choice, your knack. You have to discover yourself, by yourself, what you are good at. That is what life is. And give it to the world, what you have the best in you. Thank you.
Great. Sir, there is one very fantastic question which has been posted by a student. Abhi chat mein bच्चे का नाम आगे चला गया. He is inquiring that is there any mechanism to share an idea with some prestigious institution like IITs or somewhere? Because many a times it happens, students are in 9th class, 10th class, or maybe in plus 1, plus 2, but उनके दिमाग में कुछ ऐसा आया which is a breakthrough idea, but they are not connected to any good resource where they could contribute their idea, which can then be explored or can be supported by someone for evaluation or for some scientific purposes. So what all things are available in India, maybe via IITs or maybe otherwise, through which people can or students can particularly contribute their ideas and can share the thought process on those ideas?
Okay, there are already organized attempt by Department of Science of Technology, Government of India, where ideas can be competitive and brought in by school and other students. That is Gyan. If you will go to the website DST and others, there will be Gyan. That is, if you have an idea you want to implement, you try with those organizations, try with the competition. But here is the trouble, and then I will give you the solution. That everybody in the world is busy with their own priorities. This is a reality in life, because more and more people will be busy, just like you are busy with your priorities. So very few or nobody may have that much time to spend for you. You have to have patience, step by step, implement your ideas, not overnight, but over a period of time. But there are some which can be implemented, and they have already been known. There are many software companies which are looking for solutions of their problems. They post online, and many students solve those problems and become part of a greater success. So in brief, Government of India has some efforts in incorporating and implementing these ideas, but primarily you are the one who have to take the lead, try over a long period of time, and finally implement that. Nobody is waiting there to implement your idea just like that, because everybody is waiting to implement their own ideas. That is the reality. But that is what it will be always. Thank you.
Great, great. And sir, there is a good news also. The Olympics are going on. India has won its first silver medal. I just got news from a
great.
student only. So
Great.
congratulations, students. The pride moment for all of us that we have won a silver medal in Olympics. So good to share. And thanks to a student who has posted the same in the chat box. Right? Chali, we are heading on with the questions and audience questions. बच्चे अभी आगे भी चलेंगे. You keep on posting your questions so that हम उसमें से कुछ क्वेश्चन सर से डिस्कस कर पाए. बट अभी के लिए सर माय क्वेश्चन इज what is the reason that India is not able to make institutions like Harvard or Stanford? We are second most populated country in the world. We are going to be the number one populated country in the world in few years, right? We have so many prestigious institutions. We already have got so. But again, when it comes to the topmost ones, we see brain drain also, people running out of India because they feel, and we also feel at sometimes, that the exposure at such places is much more. Then why we are not in position to create a Harvard in India or something like that?
Okay. Fast and one word answer is that we are not that rich yet.
Oh.
Great institutions come up in those countries or societies where there is enough wealth. And India is building its wealth since 1947. America was free in 1776. By that time, it was already prosperous. So it has a history of 250 years plus. India has a history of 75 years. India, like America, is a very complex society. It is not a homogeneous, simple one society. So India wants to build, respect every part of India, every people of India. So we have to be patient, we have to be rich. Once we reach that level, we will have enough wealth to make institutions like Harvard, Stanford, Oxford, Cambridge easily, because we will have exactly that much wealth to distribute and to nurture talent. It costs money to nurture talent. So that we have not reached yet, but given the small amount of money, what is India's role in the world? That it has created really great hope for anybody who does not have great money. With the small money, India has created a significant pool of talents who are going around in the world and helping others prosper. And I must tell you that it is not a bad idea to go to another country, to go serve others, because if Silicon Valley prospers, if 2G becomes 5G, we will also benefit. If a student of mine prospers and creates a technology in the US, that technology after a few years will reach me also. So in future, now it is so interlinked, it doesn't matter where you are born, where you work, whoever creates that talent, it will dissipate and everybody will benefit. So by the time, I am assuming that you are 18, 19 years old, by the time you are around 50, India will be in a very good position. And we are fortunate that that will be that. So you will get to see those kind of things in your life. That's a happy moment.
Great, great. I totally agree, sir. Of course, more research requires more wealth and more money inputs, and that is a limitation for India. You have given a exact reason which is there, and I really liked your answer. And sir, there is one more question. Students are asking how your journey for a scientist got started. Means आप scientist कैसे बने? Because आपने अभी बताया at certain point of time you were having an option to choose between engineering, medical, or something like that, right? So they want to know a short journey of your academic career.
Okay, I will give you a very beautiful story. When I was 18 years old, I had the option to become an engineer, medical doctor, and then I was creating the option for myself to become a scientist. At the age of 18, I thought by 24 or 28, I'll become either an engineer or a doctor. Then I'll get a job. But I did not want that life for myself. I want a life where whole life will be a journey in learning. From the childhood, my ambition was there. So I went to a college. I did not have 3 rupees because I took from home 10 rupees to go to that college. The form fee in those days was 7 rupees. I had already spent 3 rupees by the bus journey. So if I spend 7 rupees to get the form, then I would not be able to come back home. I have to walk 50 kilometers home. So I thought I will go to another college, which is government college, and I will get free form. So I went to the government college, I got admission, and that is how I started my journey. Indirectly, it was my desire that I wanted to pursue science, and situation helped me in that way also.
Awesome, sir. Awesome.
I just wanted to create options for me, and it was always challenging, but there will be I work very hard, and there will be always an option. When you will see it is very dark, at that moment there will be a star in the sky. You will just follow that star. And that is what it comes to everybody in the world who works very hard. And have patience. Thank you.
Oh, awesome, sir. Awesome. I guess that is really very inspiring for all the students who are viewers right now. Chali, we are heading on to the next question, sir. What if IITs were the only source of engineering education in India? Means कहने का मतलब ये है कि सारे colleges हट जाए और सबको IIT बना दिया जाए. One challenge I know myself that of course जो आपने भी बताया that money is involved, lot of funding is involved, right? So that's why IITs are huge research organizations, right, where students can learn. But the question demands, अगर हम और IITs बना पाए, या means is the funding the only constraint, or there is a constraint of good quality teachers also, or the exposure also? Means why all colleges are not IITs?
Okay, so you have already answered my question, students' questions, which I would have to say. First is that resources, that is funds, and then human resources also. Just enough is not there yet. Secondly, it will be boring if all colleges are converted to IITs. India represents to the world diversity. Diversity of thought, diversity of appearance, diversity of experience, diversity of culture. So a small college, after establishment of from 100 years, in 100 years, may create one genius. That is more than enough. So far, in 2500 years, we have one Gautam Buddha, we have one Mahatma Gandhi, we have one Einstein, one Newton. So it does not matter whether IITs or not. If each college produces one genius in 100 years, that is a lot of contribution to the society. So each college should have own priority, represent a part of the diversity with great enthusiasm. That is more than enough. Everybody need not be IITs, but everybody should try to do the best. Suppose I stay home, I want to go to my nearest college, enjoy my home as well as the college education. Now that option should be available. Thank you.
I guess you have nailed the questions. Awesome, sir. Thanks a lot. Chaliye, sir. We are heading on to the next question, and students are also posting many questions. But students, abhi pehle meri bari hai. So, what if the technological advancement we have now had been there 2 centuries back? Means, imagine, sir, that today we are in position to see each other. I'm in position to question you right now, and students are in position to learn through you when you are sitting somewhere else, right? So we have got so many technological advancement these days. अगर ये 2 century पहले होती, means अभी आप अमेरिका का बता रहे थे that they were lucky to get free in the 18th century itself, right? So if we were having all these advancement or these technological advancements at that point of time, so what would have been the shape of the world?
First is, simple answer is, we would be solving problem of Mars, not at Earth. Now, till now, we are solving the problem of Earth. Water, energy, equality, resources, environment, all the problem. We are just probing right now whether it would be possible to solve the problem of Moon, circulating the Earth, and Mars and others. So if 200 years we are advanced, probably we will be going to Mars just like Jeff Bezos or Virgin Atlantic boss. They went up. One went for 1 hour, one went for 10 minutes, came back. We'll be going to Mars with a family vacation and coming back, settle there. So imagine your future generation, maybe at the end of your life, you will be flying to Mars or to Moon, go there, visit, and some of your family members will be developing atmosphere, colonies, buildings, all those things. There is a plenty of opportunity. So if we had 2 centuries back, we would be there. That would be our present. Something else would be the future. Now our future is that we will go to the Mars. Our future generation will go to Moon and Mars and create colonies and create exciting technology that will be applicable to Earth also. Thank you.
Agreed, sir. I can say with your answer, I can imagine that there will be a time in upcoming years when people would be applying for jobs to Mars. That
right.
They need manpower. So like these days they apply to US, they apply to Gulf. They need manpower. They need technology. They need some people who are intelligent. So I guess 5 years down the line, we would be seeing vacancies for Mars in the newspapers also, or on the that okay, we invite people to apply for Mars because some mission is going on and lot of manpower is required over there. Sir, awesome answer from your side. Chaliye, we are moving ahead and students, it's really great. आपके बहुत सारे क्वेश्चन आ रहे हैं. I really appreciate कि आप बहुत अच्छे क्वेश्चन पोस्ट कर रहे हैं, right? But I again wish to remind you that Techniche, the part of IIT Guwahati, is organizing Technothlon, which is one of the prestigious competitions in India. And Vedantu is proud to share that we have tied up with Techniche, Technothlon and IIT Guwahati. So do participate in that, and I guess the link has been posted in the description box, right? You can click onto the link, you can check prices, you can register for the same, and it's an aptitude examination. So you should participate and you should check where you actually stand, and you can learn a lot from those questions, and you will be getting an opportunity to interact with all those who are studying at IIT Guwahati and of course with their profs also, right? So we are carrying on with our talk with the genius Professor Arun. So sir, my next question is in concern to parallel world. आपने अभी Mars का बोला. Already in many movies we are in habit of seeing the concept of multiverse. In fact, अभी chat में one student posted also about Iron Man. He said, is that Iron Man or that Ant-Man thing possible? Can we actually shrink this stuff? Or we see in some cartoons also, there is a very famous cartoon chain, Doraemon. Here, in that he has got some gadgets through which he can shrink the objects, he can enlarge the objects. There is a door known as Anywhere door. You can enter into that door and you can exit at any place of your choice. Because all these things are happening in animation and in movies. But what if there is a parallel world existing right now besides you? What do you think you would be doing there? Means अगर सच में multiverse है और आपका एक और version means किसी और universe में exist करता है, तो वो क्या कर रहा होगा?
जैसे I will say, if you are in North Korea, you will be looking for technology from the first world, right? So two parallel worlds exist. One is North Korea, and one is US or Europe. So North Korea will be aspiring to be equal to them and get the technology this way or that way. If somebody else is better than us, parallel world, we will try to learn and get those technologies so that we can compete. Because nature allows competition and existence and prosperity through competition. So we will be learning from them by hook or by crook, and then we'll prosper. Secondly, that it is the job of the scientist to fulfill those ambitions which are thousands of years old. In stories, in reality, in pictures, and in other form in the mind. So step by step, suppose you want to exist, you don't want to exist. As simple as that, Harry Potter stories you have done, you have seen, and you want to have disappearance. Scientists are working on physics, technology, chemistry, such that you will wear a clothes, you will vanish from the scene, but you are still there. See, you take a glass of water, the light passes through, you put chai, part of it passes through, you put milk, it hardly passes through, you put dahi, most likely it will not pass through. Right? Same light, same glass, it is different behavior. So you have to create new materials, new objects, new science to do that. So what I will say, you practice science, you practice engineering, you do something extraordinary such that those ambitions which are present in the form of stories, in the form of animations, in the form of inspirations, you convert them in reality, which is permissible by science. That is our hope, that you will be part of that exciting journey. Thank you.
True, sir. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Sir, there is a very fantastic question by one student. He says, when we prepare for IIT, chemistry is one part of that, and you are already a professor who is handling chemistry, and chemistry is a very difficult subject. So how you manage to do so, and how can you guide students? Please guide students how to learn chemistry, because he is saying chemistry is too tough as it is, and you can answer now, I guess.
Okay, but positive side is that whoever has done well has said chemistry is a scoring subject in JEE. Easy to score if you study a little bit. Problem is that chemistry depends on memory through learning. That part is a problem not only for students who don't like chemistry, but those like us who practice chemistry also. We also face exactly the same problem. That will be solved in future when quantum computers come. Those problems you can, suppose you have 1,000 options of a reaction, immediately you can find out which is the correct reaction. Now it is not possible. So what I would suggest, use traditional technique of solving chemistry problem that has been suggested by organization like Rabjot holds. They exactly prescribe how you can solve chemistry problem, how you can do well, and that has helped many students. And it is likely those will help rather than what I will tell you, because I will be from a different perspective, where I will know that those who have done well in schools, colleges, and in some coaching classes or Vedantu type organization, they have done well, they will do well also. So there is no single method. You have to find out yourself what is best for you.
True, very much true. And students, frankly speaking, chemistry is really very interesting. So try to explore the practical part of that, and believe me, the moment you would be indulging yourself into the practicality of the chemistry, you would be loving this subject, and you will feel this is one of the easiest subject as compared to other two. And just as sir ne bhi bola, it is highly scoring too, right? Chali, with this, move on to the next one. That is what what according to you is the breakthrough discovery of invention of all time? सर आपके अकॉर्डिंगली अभी तक की सबसे बड़ी दुनिया की इन्वेंशन या डिस्कवरी क्या है जिसने वर्ल्ड को चेंज कर दिया?
Okay, I would say they are all classical now. There are two. One is before Isaac Newton, after Isaac Newton.
Okay.
Before Isaac Newton, world was not organized so quantitatively, was not understood. After Isaac Newton, everybody followed Isaac Newton. That is one. You can easily find out. Next is James Watt. Steam engine. Before James Watt and after James Watt. Before James Watt, whole world followed different conventions. After James Watt, whatever we see now, it is because of his steam engine invention. Basically, there are basic backgrounds are there, but these separated the world, what we have now, from what they had before that. So these are the easiest. There is not one or two, but easiest to reconcile, to understand. These are the two. Thank you.
Awesome. So, student, जैसे सर ने भी आपको बताया, because inventions and discoveries का एक timeline है, and there have been times at times there are people who have contributed in such a beautiful manner. Sir has talked about Einstein, he has talked about James Watt, right? How they have contributed to this world and how world has got changed because of their inventions, right? And we have been utilizing those inventions in transforming or creating many other things, right? So an awesome answer by sir. Moving ahead, okay sir, what if, अब आपने already name लिया है scientist का, so the next question is connected to that only. What if Newton never discovered gravitation and never gave the laws of gravitation and motion? Do you think the science would have been same? I guess partially already answered by you in the previous question.
I will tell you, if Isaac Newton were not there born, somebody else would have been born and discovered the same laws. It was coming already. There were Galileo, there were Copernicus, so it was coming. There are enough smart people on the earth earlier, now, in future to solve the problems. At that time, Newton was exactly at the time when that problem was the prominent one. That changed. If Newton were not there, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, somebody else would have discovered the same thing and came up with the same answer. So that is how it is.
Okay, great. Sir, I would like to know one more thing. I know that you've got many patents under your name. Which is your favorite? And kindly tell us something about that.
Okay, I'll tell you one of the latest one, which we are finalizing also. I've got also some patents also in China and Europe. That is, suppose I want to detect a disease. We have invented one way, if you put a thumb imprint, you should be able to detect a disease.
Only
no other
thumb imprint, we would be
That's it.
to check the
That's
disease.
It. I will tell you one we have done is jaundice. Jaundice, in the thumb, you have bilirubin. Bilirubin, you know, right?
Yes, yes.
So, yellow colored it is.
Yes.
So in the skin, it is deposited also.
Okay.
So in the thumb, it is there. We have made a device. If you put a thumb imprint, it will change color, it will give characteristics, which you will detect whether you have excess bilirubin or normal. This is one of the favorites.
Okay, great. So that's it. But it sounds so simple, but it is still fantastic. Means
right.
Great, sir. Means we have been doing that for SpO2 also. We go for the same thumb impression only, and it also tracks the movement of blood only. But
right.
Explain. Maza aa gaya, sir. That's all.
Molecule in the thumb.
Right. Chali. So, sir, we are heading on to next question, and we are, I guess, left out with 2 or 3 only now. So what if we can actually divide our planet into 2 parts, one having vegetation and another having companies? Means जैसे normal किसी भी city में होता है sir, normal industries are set up far away from the crowd, but धीरे धीरे करके जो crowd है वो industry के पास पहुंच जाता है because of that distance thing also. But अगर अर्थ को ही 2 पार्ट में डिवाइड कर दिया जाए, one having greenery, the other having these industries, so will it serve any purpose?
No. Suppose you had only days and other parts had only nights. Life will be boring. You need both days and nights to have a comfortable life. If we had only industry and buildings, life will be extremely boring. If we are only green also, just like if somebody from village wants to go to the city, somebody who is living in the city spends lots of money to go to a village, and something called farmhouse nowadays, professional it is called. They want to visit lakes, they want to visit. So what human beings, architects, scientists, they have devised that you should have cities with green, you will have villages with facilities which are modern. So the combination of the two, as close as possible, is better than as distant as possible. Like Mars is without greens, you cannot live there, there is no oxygen. Earth is full of green, you can live here. But if both had half and half, little bit of this, little bit of that, it will be good.
Awesome.
Okay.
Great students, and many students are posting technical questions, bache, because the session is small. You are asking questions about magnetic field over here, right? So I request you can always post those questions. We shall be compiling all those questions and we shall be sending those to sir, right? That's for sure. But abhi ke liye, it will be beyond the scope of this conversation to answer your technical questions at this point of time, right? So that's why I'm moving ahead on to the next question. That is, what if we really know the day of the end of this world? Is shifting to Mars really a good option? Means abhi humne bahut baar sir questions mein aapne mention kiya, and Elon Musk is also saying that we need to go for a second base. हमारे पास एक second base होना जरूरी है वहाँ पे, and we need to populate Mars. So is that the solution to all problems, or is it the birth of a new problem?
No. There will be every solution is a new problem. Birth gives rise to the birth of a new problem, and is good for us. Let me tell you, if there were no problems in the world, it will be a boring world. We all prosper because there are problems to solve. And if you are smart, you will solve the problem, you make more money, you become more prosperous. So problems are never bad, even though they are portrayed as bad. Next is, world is not going to be over tomorrow morning. For sure, there will be problems. Scientists are anticipating the problems well ahead. Just like whether tomorrow there will be a collision between another object like comet and art. Scientists know beforehand whether it will happen or not. Small objects or not. These things can be predicted. Weather, now climate almost being predicted. So tomorrow world is not going to change. World is not going to be over tomorrow morning. If it is over, it will take a long time. But human beings have to survive. For their own survival, they will find solutions. That's why science comes into the play. Very soon, just like from fossil fuel to solar energy is one of the solutions. Next is how to get rid of the carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. That is another solution. How to clean up the ocean, another solution. So people will parallelly try to solve the problem to reduce the problem. We are thinking more problems are coming, but these are all opportunities for large number of people to do well. You see that number of people living on Earth could not be sustained by old agricultural method. Science has contributed so enormously that more people now are eating, percentage-wise also, than ever that existed. More people are peaceful now than ever existed. So future is bright. Mars we need to settle because that will expand our horizon and that will people will enjoy, and science and technology will help us get there. That will be another option, not the only option. Thank you.
Great. So there is a very fantastic question a student has asked. He is inquiring, you are from chemistry background, which is your favorite area of interest in chemistry? And his second follow-on question is that is the learning of chemistry same for anyone who is pursuing the medical stream or who is pursuing the non-medical or the IIT stream?
First is my specialization is physical chemistry. It is close to physics.
Okay,
so not
great.
The organic or inorganic chemistry, I am weak in those subjects also. Second
Okay.
is that emphasis for different subjects, or the medical emphasis will be different, chemistry emphasis will be different, engineering emphasis will be different. So basic chemistry you learn in high school or undergraduate a little bit, that is common to all. Emphasis will change in medicine, emphasis will change in physics, emphasis will change in engineering. So that is the answer. Thank you.
Okay, great. So you have answered so difficult questions in such a beautiful manner, right? Awesome. And we are on to the end. I guess last two questions are there, right? So the question is again to going back to the first question, that if pandemic continues for one more year, we all are getting vaccinated, means it is very much important for everyone to get that vaccination. People are getting vaccinated also. But in spite of that, if pandemic continues and we see that third wave thing also, so will it be impacting the learning for IIT aspirants or for other other streams also, like people who are studying in AIIMS also, they are also having their that learning via this online mode only. So what's your take on this?
First is that I feel extremely sad for all the young students who cannot join where they want to join or they have qualified to join. I have seen last years also. They prepare for 2 to 4 years, work very hard. They have imagination that they will join. Suddenly there is a wall. They have succeeded, but they cannot join. A virus has separated their ambition from being fulfilled and not being fulfilled. That part, as a teacher, I feel extremely sad. But positive part of it, they are so positive. The students and young age is so flexible. They are ready to wait. Their parents are happy that their children are studying at home. When the children wants to be away from home, parents are happier. Children are not so happy. That is my observation. They want to go to the college. And the parents are thinking children are safe at home at this time. If it continues for one more year, one more batch of students will be perspired, will feel bad. And we are not ready yet as a society to call back all the students. As you know, reality is reality. So there will be suffering for one more year. I am hoping it does not happen. It should end as soon as possible. And I do not want to wish to see my students suffering or students suffering, because that is bad for humanity. They are our future. They should enjoy their life. Thank you.
Okay. Great. So, sir, one more question connected to that pandemic thing, because if the pandemic continues, or if we get rid of that thing, even then, is it possible for higher institutions like IITs or AIMS or maybe IIMs to create an online batch of 40 seats or something like that? Will it help in reducing the fees burden which students are in habit of facing because of the prestigious institutions?
Okay. Online education is limited by fairness of examination. It is not by teaching, not by learning. At the present moment, it can be done. But the fairness of examination is very difficult to implement, especially in our society. And the option that you have proposed, that most likely it is going to be reality, because it will serve large number of students. Earlier, IITs were designed to have small number of students, but government and people wanted more and more. So IITs created options for more and more. So online, in future, in a year or two or even sooner, that online seats you are talking about may be a good option for IITs too, that they will conduct examination offline, but classes online. That will be a good, because students will get to visit the IIT also. So overall expenditure will be less, but you are getting good quality education staying at home or in a place close to home. That will be useful. But what we find challenging is that as teacher we feel handicapped. Many students do not have access to good quality internet connections everywhere, in remote villages, other places. That is still challenging for us as a society. If that problem is addressed, whatever you have proposed is not too difficult to implement. Thank you.
Sir, in continuation to this, I have one more question. What if we telecast all the offline lectures of IITs for the crowd who is unable to make it to IIT? Because when people move to IIT, they are intellectually high because they have cleared certain exam and they are the best bunch out of the lot, and they have a level through which they can learn what you all are teaching, right? But there are certain people in community who might not have got the chance to even prepare for IIT, right? Or maybe they have lost that dream because they were unable to crack that exam at certain point or certain reason, but still they have got that hunger for learning. So क्या ये possible है कि जो IITs में पढ़ाया जाता है वो telecast किया जाए live, or anyone in the world should be in position to learn through that, right?
Okay, I will tell you.
Their level.
I got the question. I will tell you that it will probably not happen that way. The preparedness for online is a little different from offline. You can be a little less prepared in offline and students will discuss, you can discuss different things than exactly you have pointed out. But online is a bit more serious, more well prepared, and there emphasis will be different. If we open up the classrooms as normal, the offline student will feel handicapped because those classroom students will enjoy. They cannot enjoy. And teacher cannot put attention to the online students because he or she has to handle the offline classes. So it will be better to have one-to-one interaction with online students in additional time and a better preparedness. As I told you, examination is the only problems. Everything else is not a problem. And in
I totally agree.
You continue, yes.
Yes, sir. We have been facing this problem exactly जो आपने अभी बताया. Like online में, of course, we need to be more prepared because that interaction of student and teacher means 1:1 that is missing. So it is more focused towards the content which we are going to deliver and requires more practice and more preparedness also. And of course, the bottleneck is an examination thing. But I was just thinking, what if we call all students to the campus for 10 days in an year for the examination, and rest they all are learning through this mode, and then we can check that, okay, let's suppose IIT has got a seats of 13,000. So 13,000 are getting qualified with the IIT in-house STEM. But the rest of the stuff is available for learning. And then we are allowing them that, okay, come here for testing. If you qualify, you are getting that brand also or that certification also.
No, what will happen, I think, what will happen like JEE and GATE and you have qualified NET, you said, these type of examinations individual IITs will conduct. you register for, say, IIT Guwahati, these courses. These examinations will be separate from offline classes. So students will come to the campus, or IIT will go to the student's home, if possible. Say you are close to IIT Delhi or IIT Jodhpur, somebody will send question to Jodhpur, it will be conducted there. That is also possible, you don't have to come to IIT Guwahati. So those options very soon will come, because people will realize, government will realize, IITs will realize, it is better to reach out than to concentrate in on one place. But it may start with calling students for exam, and student also would like to visit Guwahati for a break in a year, give the exams and come back home. That will be not a bad idea.
Okay. Fine, sir.
Right.
Awesome, sir. बहुत मजा आया आज आपसे बात करके, and अभी भी I can see lot many students are posting lot many questions. Even I am also having many questions, but we are short of time, so we need to wrap this up. I will see. I guess yes, sir. We are done with the questions. And students, I am repeating again, Technothlon is a test which is available for 9th to 12th, irrespective of your stream, because it's an aptitude examination. So you can participate. Similarly, if you are preparing for Olympiads, maths, physics, chemistry, or biology, or astronomy, then you can always fill this form to show your interest, and we would be calling you back to know that how good you are in any particular subject, and accordingly, we shall be giving you free support for the same. So today we were here for a chat with an awesome personality. Arun sir was here, Professor Arun from IIT Guwahati is with us, and I'm really thankful to Technish and to IIT Guwahati and to Arun sir also for sparing so much of time. He has answered in an awesome manner to one of the most difficult questions, I would say. Means आप अगर उनको कोरा पे भी ढूंढेंगे तो आपको नहीं मिलेंगे उनके आंसर जो सर ने आपको आंसर्स बताए हैं. They are awesome, simply awesome. So a big thanks to you, sir, for sparing time for all those students who are viewers who are currently watching you, and many of the students would be watching the recording of the same. So thanks a lot, sir. And students, you can always connect with us on our social handles, Instagram, via Facebook, via Quora, and of course via Telegram also. All these channels of communication are there. And I once again thanks all the viewers, listeners, and for all those who have posted so many good questions over here, right? And I assure you that I shall be transferring all those questions to Arun sir, and he would be in position to answer many out of those, and we would be sending you the replies from his side, right? Chali. And with this, we are moving on to the end, and I again request all of you that you should participate irrespective of how well you are prepared for an aptitude examination. It will give you a benchmarking. Do participate in Technothlon. It is one of the prestigious competitive exams, right? And anything from backhand team, kindly let me know if means anything is pending from your side. Otherwise, I would like seriously would like to thanks Arun sir. Sir, I guess we can end this show, and it will be great if you could spare 1 more hour in future also, because questions बहुत है बच्चों के पास, and interaction with you was an awesome one. मतलब मजा आ गया मुझे, and I was not expecting कि आप इतना elaborative way से हर एक आंसर को बताने वाले हैं. मतलब I am really very happy, excited, and would love to see you again.
Rabjot, can you hear me?
Yes sir, बताइए.
I want to thank you for the opportunity. I want to thank Shubham Singh for the opportunity. I am always happy and feel inspired to interact with young minds. Right. Most importantly, I want to tell the young students that you are born in a very lucky time. If not in the time of Newton and Einstein, you are in a time where you can do what you want to do. No matter where you are born, which family you are born, anybody can become anybody in this time. This is the most fortunate time you have been born. Utilize that, makes your future generation benefit from your contribution. Thank you very much again, and I wish to talk to you later in future. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, sir. Thanks, team, and thanks, students, for your awesome questions and for being viewer to our chat show. And we are ending over here. And thanks, everyone.